Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stephen Catchadall, and I'm going to be teaching you a little bit more about business ethics. Business ethics have become a big thing recently. They've always been important, but we're starting to hear more and more about them every day. So what are we going to go into today? We're going to begin with, what are business ethics? What are the values that go behind them? What does business ethics entail? Next, we're going to look at a company that practices ethical business practices. That means we're going to talk about a company that you all probably know that does the right things, the ethical things when working in their day-to-day work. And then we're going to talk about a company that practices unethical business practices. This is a company that every single one of you will know. And it might shock you to hear what company this is. And lastly, we're going to talk about the importance of business ethics today and onward into the future. Why should companies have good business ethics? Why should they follow the good ethics and follow the rules? We're going to get a little deeper into that. So let's start with, what are business ethics? So if you want an actual definition of it, business ethics are the study of appropriate business policies and practices. So what does that mean? Well, it means that companies do the right thing, and in their day-to-day work and in their policies, they follow the rules and do the right things. But that goes a little farther and a little more specifically into certain values. The first is corporate governance. That is, how do the upper-level managers, the CEOs, the executive board, tell their employees to work and behave? What morals, what values should these employees follow? Next, another important thing is insider trading. In order to work ethically as a business, you cannot allow insider trading. That means that if your company hears about private information about a different firm or about one's own firm, they can't share that with anyone else, and they can't invest on it either, because that is unethical and also illegal. Next, we go to bribery. Bribery is a well-known thing in many third world countries, but it also does happen within the first world countries and the United States as well. It is very important that employees learn that bribery is not allowed, and in order to be in an ethical environment, to work ethically, you cannot accept or work with any briberies. Next is discrimination. This has been a big topic of late. Companies cannot discriminate of any form. Laws have come into place not allowing companies, when they're doing applications and hiring, to ask future employees and applicants about their race, their height, their weight, their age, things that they cannot change, that they should not be discriminated upon. Their values, and if they should be a good employee, should be based on if they can fill the job properly and they can do a good job at it. Next, we come with corporate social responsibility. This has also grown recently of late. This is where companies give back to the community. They donate to charities. They have corporate volunteer days. They really try to be corporately and socially responsible and do the best that they can. And lastly, fiduciary responsibility. So especially for banks, when they accept an individual's money, they have to work with that money and invest it the way that they see is best fit for the individual whose money it is. So they can't invest it just for the bank's sake to make as much money as they want. They have to do what's in the best interest of the customer. Now, why do they do all this? They do this to create trust with the customer. If the customer trusts the company and the company can trust the customer, then the customer is more likely to come to that company and stay with the company and then return in the future for more business. And how do all these things come about? All these values, how do they work? Well, to an extent, they're through laws and regulations. The government creates certain laws, and companies create certain regulations within their firm and certain ways that employees should act in order to follow proper business ethics. So what's a company that does this very well? A company that does this well is T-Mobile. T-Mobile focuses on giving back and protecting the environment. They made a pledge to use only 100% green energy by 2021. We know that global warming is coming, and therefore T-Mobile is taking a step in the right direction and working in order to be fully on green energy by 2021. And they're also ranked one of the best places to work through many different awards. They're best place to work for parents, diversity, women, and Hispanics. So this includes having daycare at the headquarters, where parents can drop off their kids when they have to go to work, or having diversity events, such as a Hispanic Latino summit, or a LGBTQ Pride March on a certain day. These are certain things that they can do in order to be a more ethical and more open company. But in addition, they also have excellent support for customers. So that means that they don't just have good ethics within their firm, they also do the same things with their customers. If their customers ever have issues, these customers can call T-Mobile, explain what their problems are, and T-Mobile will be able to help them solve these problems in order for them to be a customer in the future. So T-Mobile has great business ethics. But what's a company that doesn't? To your surprise, it might be Amazon. Amazon is actually one of the most unethical companies in the world. What they do, for example, is they avoid as many taxes as possible. So when they make a profit, they take the entire profit, reinvest it in the firm, so they don't so that they don't pay taxes. In addition, for many years, they weren't charging or paying sales tax. They found a loophole in the laws so they wouldn't have to pay any sales tax. And through both these methods, they've saved on billions of dollars of taxes. So they're saving all this money, yet they don't pay their employees that much more. So within the warehouses, their employees make 9% less than others in the industry, and in metropolitan areas, their employees actually make 14% less. In addition, they have very strict break policies and high targets for employees to hit. There are stories that employees do not drink any water while working because they're scared to go to the restrooms, because they don't believe they'll be able to hit their targets. In addition, many of their employees are temporary workers. What Amazon does is they hire temporary workers because they're cheaper, you don't have to pay them any benefits, and they say that they'll hire them full time, yet after 6 months, 9 months, a whole year, they don't hire these temporary workers, which is pretty much just cheap labor for them, but unethical in the grand scheme of things. They also exploit the Chinese workforce. They produce a lot of things in China that children produce. They're produced at below minimum wage, which is not ethical in the United States, yet they exploit that in China because the Chinese government does allow it there. And with the whole gig economy thing, with Uber nowadays, all the employees be on a gig pay of sort. Amazon's doing the same thing where all the delivery drivers are only on a gig pay, which means that they can only do up to 40 hours, they get paid a lower wage, have no benefits, and aren't allowed to do any overtime. And lastly, whenever you search a product at Amazon, the first few products that pop up are Amazon's products. So they're not giving the same rights, the same ability to other firms who are posting the products to Amazon to get the same amount of sales that Amazon's getting. So Amazon's doing really great, and so is T-Mobile. So why should Amazon have better ethical practices if they're still doing pretty well as a firm? Well, the importance of being ethical is that you have the ability to attract and retain more highly talented individuals. These employees working in the warehouses, they're going to quit after a while because they don't enjoy where they are, but they work for a company that has good values, that shows good ethics. Employees are more likely to join them and stay for the long run. And there's also a good reputation with the community. If an individual bank donates to a certain community, those members will know that the bank cares, and they might be more likely to go to that bank when they need to do any banking sort of things. In addition, it creates a stronger bond between the employee and the manager. They aren't walking a tightrope. They enjoy each other, they help each other out, they work together, which makes the company more efficient and productive. And a big thing for investors is investing in a company that is ethically operating. So a lot of investors believe in investing in companies that do the ethical things right. In addition, it also gives a positive public image. So the public will like the firm, So when they're thinking about investing or doing business with the firm, they're more likely to do it. And another big thing is that companies listed on the rankings of the world's most ethical companies outperform the regular large cap sector in the 5 years by 14.4%, and in 3 years by 10.5%. So that these ethically working companies, these companies that are doing the right things, the ethical things, in the long run, they are performing better than the companies that aren't, showing that by being an ethical company, you can be more profitable and a better business in the future. Thank you very much.